What's up, everybody? So we are planning a review video on the old Tonex by Amplitube. But in order to do this thing justice, because there's a couple of different ways to use this thing, we need to put it on a pedal board. So in a video coming up to that video, we're going to go ahead and put together a pedal board today. So I got a couple different options kicking around the office. We've got the D'Addario Expand. So the way this thing works is it's got these two little levers right here, and you can stretch it out to be bigger and put more pedals on it, which is pretty cool. The only downside to it is the clearance underneath for a power supply. So I think if you're doing, you know, let's say we just put a couple of overdrive pedals on here, and maybe we use a one spot or something to power it. It's no big deal. I think that'd be pretty cool. Super basic kind of setup, which is really neat. And of course it gets longer, so you can fit more stuff. But power supply wise, it's tough. So I don't think we're going to use the D'Addario Expand for this particular experiment. Thanks to the fellows over there at Temple Audio, this is a Temple Audio board, which is very, very interesting. It's got these holes in it. It's got they put the deal in the side here so we can do a 4-cable method if we want. It's also got the power cord built into the side there as well, which is pretty cool. So we can actually put a power supply underneath and then just have an on-off switch on the side of the pedal board. Power for this thing, we've got the One Spot Pro CS7, so that will go underneath there. It's kind of right up underneath there, like that is how that's going to work. It's going to be tight, but I think it'll work just fine. Now the real trick to this pedal board is these. This is an adhesive pad with a thumb screw on the back of it that comes off, and then it's got this plate with those 4 holes. See that? And when you put it on here, and you put it on the back of a pedal, and you just find wherever you want to put it, and it lines up, and then you put the thumb screw on the back, and the pedal is actually like bolted to the pedal board with no Velcro. So now that we've got it placed on the back of the Tonex pedal, because there's a couple different sizes, so we've got a big one here. We can put this here probably somewhere. Let's see, where's that power supply? I'm gonna actually put this over this way just a little bit, and then flip it over. So we'll go ahead and thumb screw that dude on there, and now it's on there. And see what else we're gonna use on this board. We need a drive. I think we're going to use the Moxie overdrive, which has already been fitted with the little thumb screw dealy-do. And for the time-based effects, we're going to use the Maestro Discoverer delay, which I've also already fitted with the little plate there. So let's go ahead and get these fit on the pedal board. We need a tuner. So we'll put a tuner right down here at the edge. And I know that these will kind of come on and off as we build this, because we're going to need to wire it up. But just laying it out, we're going to put the Moxie overdrive right next to it. I'm going to leave a little room for cables in between, so probably that much. And again, we know this is going to have to come back apart, but whatever. Put the delay, squeeze it in up here because it's top mounted. Okay, so this is not going to be a super complicated pedal board, but the way the Tonex works is it's basically like an amp. You have your drive and your kind of stuff coming into the front of it, and then you have your time-based stuff like your delays after, pretty much just like a regular amp. So we're just going to lay out a couple of things like that. Now we need to talk about cabling. I ordered some cables from Runway Audio. They're little square end jacks. So hopefully those will be here in a couple of days, hopefully in time to make this video. And so we will go ahead and get those here, and we'll put the rest of this thing together and just play through it and make sure everything works. I'm going to go ahead and go to the hardware store. I want to get a couple of nuts and bolts to mount this in sort of a custom way that it wasn't really intended, but I want to go ahead and mount it that way. So we'll leave a link to everything that we got in the description. There'll be affiliate links to all that stuff. If you use those, it helps the channel out, so that's cool. But I think this Temple Audio board is pretty neat. There are some limitations because of how you have to lay it out. And of course, I've got like the smallest one. They make bigger sizes. But because of the temporary nature of the things that we do on the channel, like I don't have a permanent pedal board. It's kind of always changing up depending on what video I'm using or making and what sounds, you know, all the pedals over there, they kind of come on and off. So the modular version or the modular nature of this, I kind of really dig. So once the cabling comes in, we'll get it the rest of the way together. Okay, so we've got our basic little setup here for our Tonex video. We've got the Temple Audio board. We've got the power supply underneath. We've got their little junction thing hooked in over here so we can go straight into the board, and then that goes into the tuner, and then that goes into the overdrive pedal, and then that goes into the Tonex, then that goes into the delay. Now, what I could have done was had a long patch cable to go from that side to this side and then gone back out to my interface from this cable here, but I didn't have a patch cable long enough because I didn't think about that when I ordered them. I ordered the Runway Audio square cables to use for this setup, and they're really nice. Really, really nice. There will be a link to these in the description too. These are really nice little cables. They fit nice, they feel nice, they curl nice. Now, a couple notes about my setup here. Obviously, it would have been nice to have that one cable to go from there to there so that we could just do a clean in and out of the board here. What I do like about it is that there is a power switch on the side there that we just flipped on, which is pretty cool. You'll see that the front of the board is not touching the ground, and that is because my power supply is too big. So if you're going to do this, get the bigger board with this power supply. Just make sure you measure to make sure everything fits underneath there, because anyway, just make sure everything fits before you order it, because this board was a little flat for the power supply that I had. And then you'll also notice that my cabling is not clean, and there is a reason for that. And basically, it's because I'm going to swap this around all the time. There's going to be stuff coming in and out of it. This board is basically just to put things on for videos. It's not like I'm going to use this as a permanent setup. So this is going to be the basic setup for the Tonex, some Tonex demos that we're doing, and etc. We'll be able to swap out the overdrive pedal. We'll be able to swap out the delay pedal on the other side, or whatever time-based stuff we want to play with. And yeah, and I guess, well, I mean, let's play through it and see what it sounds like. I would have to say that this is going to make a pretty cool setup for testing stuff. I just haven't had a pedal board put together for, you know, testing pedal stuff and playing around with this stuff really ever. So, you know, not like I wanted anyway. So there you go. The Temple Audio pedal board, the One Spot Pro CS7. What else we got on here? The Polytune 3. For now, we've got the Wampler Moxie, and of course the Tonex, as well as the Maestro, what is this thing? Discoverer Delay. So, let me know what you think in the comments below. We will get some cool Tonex videos going with this thing. We're also going to get some other, we got some other stuff I want to play with here too. And I think this is just a good baseline to play around with. And we'll see what happens. Do me a favor, hit the subscribe button and the like button because we're going to do more of this stuff. And yeah, there you go. We also have to do a review on this here Explorer. And yeah, this is going to be fun. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you in the next video.